Good morning.
We are live. Good morning. Before we get started, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors, Yvonne Hunter from Platinum Home Warranty.
Hi, my name is Yvonne Hunter and I'm with Platinum Home Warranty. If you've not heard of us, we're known for our in-house technicians and high customer service reviews. So check us out on our Facebook page or on our website to learn more about pricing and coverages.
All right. Good morning. Yes, we are live again. Isn't that nice? Do you guys want a competitive edge in your life and in business? Sometimes all you have to do is look at nature, because nature definitely leaves some clues. I think God intended it that way. So there are a number of lessons that we can learn from the physical characteristics of an eagle. This week on Midweek Mindfreak, we're going to be talking about how you could soar like an eagle.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of Riz Media's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to Midweek Mindfreak.
All right, here we go. You know, just like the lion is king of the jungle, the eagle is king of the skies. The eagle is one of the strongest, most aggressive birds to dominate the skies. It could fly higher and swoop down on its prey with ease, like no sweat on what this bird could do. And there's a reason why the eagle was the symbol of some of the great empires, like the Egyptian Empire and the Byzantine Empire and the Roman Empire, the Nazis, the French, even right down to the United States. Like I said, the eagle is definitely a symbol of something that if you wanted to dominate and have massive success and do great things, let's look at what an eagle does. They got incredible characteristics of power, strength, and focus. What was that eyebrow? Was that like an eyebrow lift?
I was giving you like
You were giving
eyes.
you were giving me eyes. You know, one eagle, I forgot which eagle it was, actually has their eye length is twice the size of a human eye.
I don't know what you mean. Size?
Twice the length, like this size. Pretty
I don't know.
impressive. That's impressive. That's the truth. It's a fact. Fact check.
Well, let's talk
Well,
about.
we're going to go over some
Yeah.
characteristics of this bird that is at the top of its food chain in the avian world and see what we could take out of it
Right.
and go, well, how could this help us?
How can we
in
apply
life?
that to what we're trying to do, the success we're trying to attain? So the first principle, I'm going to call it the first principle,
Ooh,
is
principle.
that eagles fly alone in the very highest of altitudes. They aren't surrounded by little teeny sparrows
What are you
or
looking at me
menacing
for?
birds. They're not all mixed up with the crowd. They are flying above at great heights alone.
Well, hence that phrase, soar like an eagle.
Soar like an eagle.
Yeah.
So I think when I think about that, I think of several things. You're going to need to fly higher to get above the little birds, right? The menacing little birds. In fact, you have to tell about that meme that you saw that Curtis Shewell put up. Anyway, I'll tell it if you
Yes.
don't remember.
Yes.
But when you're trying to gain success, first of all, not everyone's going to be flying around you if you're successful enough, right? You're going to be soaring with eagles. So that principle one is if you are still being menaced by little sparrows and ravens, you're probably not flying high enough.
Yeah, the other principles, eagles have an incredible vision. They can see their prey over 3 miles away.
That's
Think
crazy.
about how far a mile is. 3 miles away, they spot their prey, they narrow in on it, and they swoop after that prey, and they don't let anything distract them. That whole time of flying those couple of miles or whatever it is, no matter what is going on, they don't see it. They focus on the goal.
They're not
And the
distracted.
goal is that prey. And they get it. I mean, it's pretty impressive. So they have a vision to remain focused no matter what. So what does that maybe say to us? Think about this. Do you have that type of focus in life? Wow, we're the type squirrel. So, well, you can even use that in a eagle narrative. Think about it. They're swooping down, and a squirrel was over there.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
I don't know why you're laughing.
Because you give the word squirrel 2 syllables.
Yeah. So that's right.
Squirrel.
Yes. So they don't go, ooh, squirrel, and go after the squirrel. See how you keep saying that. Anyway, so what kind of focus do you guys have in your life?
Right.
How often are you distracted? You want to be successful. You want to be the best. When you focus in on something, get it done. Don't get distracted by other little things that go on. I think that's a great lesson that you can learn from an eagle on how they're focused on the task in sight to accomplish it.
Yep. And the next principle that I want to go over is, I like that right
Let's
there.
just see what David has to say.
Hi, David.
You can't hoot with owls all night. That's a good one.
Although sometimes it's fun to hoot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
David, you're a hoot.
Okay, so the next principle is eagles don't eat dead things. They don't eat dead things.
I eat dead things.
Yeah.
Thank God. I won't be able to catch my
They
food.
only feed on fresh prey. So vultures eat dead things, right? But eagles don't. So the analogy is be careful what you feed your mind with. Be careful what you're watching. Be careful what you're listening to. Be careful what you're saturating your brain with. That goes for news, on any TV, movies, social media.
It's just garbage.
Yes. What are you feeding yourself on? And God has a lot to say about that. In fact, in both Ephesians and in Romans, it says that you need to renew your mind and be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And in Philippians, he even talks about what should you be like exactly. And I won't give you the whole list, but here's a couple descriptors. Things that are honorable, just, pure, lovely, excellent, worthy of praise. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
She has a green shirt on. Don't look green.
It looks yellow because I'm
squirrel.
Squirrel. So anyway, if we can learn from an eagle, don't eat dead things.
Well, let's not take it so literally.
We're talking about in our minds.
Yes,
for
Midweek
sure.
Mindfreak. That's right.
That's right.
Yep, it's our minds. It's where we're focusing. The next one's eagles love the storm. When clouds gather and that storm brews and that wind picks up.
Look, you're making us blurry.
I'm not blurry.
I'm not right now.
Anyway, so they love the storm and they actually thrive on it and get excited, and they let the winds carry them above the clouds. And while the eagles definitely soar through those storms, all the other birds and animals for that, but they hide and they go in the trees. And so what type of person are you when the storm hits?
Yes.
And I'm not saying that there are some storms worse than others in how you have to affect it, but here's my challenge to you guys. Embrace storms. Don't cower from them. Let's see how we could use that as learning experience to get through things, to how do you grow in life. One of the things I think, and I know a lot of it has to do with my past and my background in running nightclubs and what I did, is I thrive on confrontation. I look for that. I want to get sharper. And in tough situations, I want to be that one where my mind is at the top, where the others they're floundering.
Floundering, yeah.
And so the only way you get good at that is don't
cower from it.
Cower from storms or what's the word I'm looking for? Adversities.
Or avoiding confrontation.
Or avoiding confrontation. Not saying be confrontational.
And avoid it.
But think through it. process. And I guarantee you get sharper, and your skill set in life and in business is going to get really good.
I love that visual of that the eagle finds the updrafts. Like in the storm, he finds the updrafts and then soars above. That is such a great visual about any challenging situation or confrontation or whatever. You can find the updrafts. And what are the things you can learn or get through in order to better yourself?
Yeah, and if you really think about the parallel with the eagle uses those wings of the storm to rise at greater heights to achieve more. So adversity can definitely help you grow and achieve more out of life.
A ton of us, a ton of us,
is a unit of
measure.
weight.
And you know what Joe learned from Marty?
What did? What? Yes.
Marty's like the gift that just keeps on giving, right? But one of the things about adversity that's really interesting, if you talk to enough successful people, they will have a similar storyline. And the storyline usually contains where somebody or something tried to put them down. Remember, like, you're going to fail, and everyone that goes with you is going to fail.
I'm not going to fail.
Somebody told us that.
And we had a yes.
And it really fueled us for a long time.
First broker at the first company literally told me I was going to fail.
And everyone you brought with you too.
That was in 2000. 2001. I know. I'm doing it for you.
Oh, the and one. The and one. Anyway, use that. So the next principle is something we had to learn. I bet a bunch of us have to learn this. Is an eagle actually goes through a lot of testing before they trust.
Like through Marty's school? Trust. Like they have a bird, an eagle school?
Everything comes back to Marty, doesn't it now? So I didn't know this, but when like a female eagle and a male eagle are trying to mate, right? So the female doesn't just go for it, right?
How is that?
I know how it works. So the female doesn't just go for it. What she does is she soars high, and then she takes a twig and drops it and waits to see if the male retrieves it. And then does it again, soaring even higher, over and over and over again, until she is sure that male is committed. It's the craziest thing. You should read about that.
You know what's really crazy? If you come to my house, there's twigs all over the floor.
I make them run for it.
No, I don't get them.
Oh, no. So seriously, I mean, I don't think that you should be skeptical of people as your gut reaction, but that deep abiding trust, whether it's in business and personal friendships and relationships, that should grow and be tried over time, which is something that I think that we can learn from eagles with the whole twig thing.
Yes. So the next one is eagles prepare for changes. So one of the things that the eagles do is, so when they're going to have the babies, after all that twig stuff, and now they just settled down, all the twiggy stuff. So when they're ready she's ready to lay their eggs, they go really high up into the cliffs where they can be away from predators. And the male, what he does is flies all the way down to the earth, and he picks up thorns. And then he brings the thorns and he lays them down in the crevice of the cliff. Then he flies all the way back down and he picks up his twigs. Maybe the twigs that the wife had thrown around.
What a sentimental eagle.
Yes. Brings them all the way back. Then he flies back down and he picks up soft grass to cover it. And then he comes back up and then he takes his feathers. Here's the point. He does that over and over and creates layers. Where I'm going with this is, for you guys, is everything's a process. We always want to skip. We want to skip right to the end. But if you follow nature, and especially we're talking about the eagle, as much work as that seems like, and as tedious that is, there's a pattern and they don't miss it. They do the same thing routinely over and over and over, because that's what they know they need to do in creating this nest. So what do you guys do? Do you look for shortcuts? Do you prepare for changes? Are you constantly getting trained, learning, reading books? I mean, these are things that are very important in life. So the other thing is, I really like this, the training of the baby birds. So when you get the baby birds, so it's kind of like, let me see.
Sorry.
So speaking of baby birds,
I apologize.
it was Chuck the Cherub-like demeanor when I was a baby. So what happens is they throw them out of the nest. So baby cherub Chuck got thrown out of the nest.
I think you jumped out of the nest.
I think I jumped. I ran. Get out of that nest. But here's what they do: that the baby birds are comfortable. They don't want to be thrown out of the nest. And they're screaming and crying, and they jump back in. And this is pretty cool.
I think so too.
The mama bird then takes off the coverings of the thorns. So now when the babies try to get back in, they get pinched by the thorns. I mean, what a cool, and think about that, nature, how they go through that. And it's meant to force these birds out of their comfort zone. Yeah. Get out there. And when the baby birds realize that they can fly, they experience a whole new life. So where are you guys at? Are you these damn baby birds that want to stay in the comfortable nest?
Here, we'll prick you with thorns.
Well, you know what? We actually did prick people with thorns by switching the platform to EXP.
That's right.
Get you out of your damn comfort zone. Soar like eagles. Surround yourself with like-minded, bigger thinkers, and you enjoy life. Now, look, here's the thing. It's not for everyone. No, people just want to be in their comfort zone. But the crazy thing is the analogy with the bird. That comfort zone, which you think is the nest,
it's limiting.
It's not only limiting, it's got thorns in it.
Right.
You think it's comfortable, but there's thorns there.
Yeah.
And so I think the analogy is really powerful that you guys, look, we need to get out of our comfort zone. And sometimes the people that are throwing you out of the nest, like the parents, maybe the baby birds are thinking, why do my parents not like me? Mm-hmm. But in reality, they're doing them a favor. And yes, thank you guys. We did you a favor by getting you out there in the world and experience some new opportunities that you could grow and thrive in. And I think that's pretty cool.
I think so too.
When you compare that with the eagles.
That's a deep analogy. And then the last one that I want to go over, the principle is the eagle is aware of when they need to rest or rejuvenate. Okay, and so this is what happens. There comes a time when the eagle's feathers get weak and they're not as strong as they could be. So this is crazy. I actually didn't know this. So they will retire or go somewhere and pluck out every single one of their own feathers until they're bald, right? And and then
that's what I do. You wonder why I pluck out my feathers.
Okay. So and then they stay there. They stay there until the new feathers have grown back strong, so that they can get back out there and fly with all the strength that they normally are accustomed to. And the couple of ways that can be analogized is that, number one, maybe you have things or people in your life that need to be plucked out.
And it doesn't
habits.
And it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good.
No.
But then you've got to replace those things with things that will strengthen you. Surrounding yourself, we say it every week, surrounding yourself with people who push you and strengthen you. Not those old feathers. Throw them out, pluck them out and get rid of them. And that has to do with habits or comfort zones or patterns. Who knows what it is for you, but go and rejuvenate and refresh and get those strengthened feathers back. Yes. Like the eagle does. I thought that was so cool.
Love it. So anyway, guys, that's our midweek mind freak, a little taking nature in it and put it into how do we get our mind straight and watch. You know, eagles are, like I say, one of the top of the food chain in the avian world, and you know, they're there for a purpose. So I think it's time to start plucking out our feathers. So I don't think we're doing a midweek mind freak next week. We will be going to Michigan.
We'll be on a plane, I think.
To some masterminds.
Yes.
Soaring with the eagles.
That's right.
Very good. So anyway, guys, you have a great day, and God bless you guys.